Okay, thanks, Jimmy. So we just watched the video about Denver Public Schools minority teachers, and specifically Bethany Knighton at the Collegiate Prep Academy. So I have a few questions for you. Let's get started. So first question, according to the video, approximately 4% of teachers in DPS are black, down from 8% 40 years ago. How big of a problem, in your opinion, is the relative lack of black teachers in Denver, especially for communities such as the far northeast, where CPA is?
I have to say that's surprising that it's only 4%. I didn't realize we were that low. I do think that is an issue. I've been really fortunate to work in the far northeast where there's a concerted effort to get a larger population of teachers and staff that look more like our kids, so we have more relatability with our kids, because there is such a difference. Not only when kids have someone who looks like them and they can relate to easily in their culture, but also just on the staff, it can really help have really difficult conversations that can really push the staff's thinking and cultural relevancy. It's a major problem that we're only at 4%, although I also see some positives around me in this area, specifically around a lot of teachers minority going into leadership, which is also really great to see, because it's kind of at the same token, it's great when kids have leaders of their buildings that are African American or Hispanic or whatever, represent their race, their culture. So that's been a nice shift, and I'd be interested to see what those numbers look like too.
Cool, thanks. So how do you think student achievement is impacted when students' teachers are the same race as them?
I know there's been some data recently. I don't know. I'd love to say, well, what does the data say? Intuitively, it makes sense that there'd be a bump, but I don't think it's a direct correlation always. I think just any reasonable person knows it's not that's not the only ingredient. Although we know it's a powerful ingredient, there still has to be really high quality instruction that backs up every teacher, But to say that even the highest quality teacher that maybe doesn't have cultural responsitivity, much less look like the kids in front of them, that can definitely take away from however effective a teacher they might be, whatever skills they might have. So you can't deny that there's probably an implicit bump you get when I can think back and think of teachers that when I related to them, when I connected with them, they got more out of me. I was more engaged. So I think that's just human nature.
Cool. So in the video, Principal Martha Gustafson says there is an indescribable X factor when a student has a teacher that is the same race as them. Mm-hmm. Do you see any harm in this line of thought? Do you think focusing too much on race detracts from a focus on finding quality teachers regardless of race?
Man, I think everything in moderation, right? Everything balances out. I think it needs to be part of our discussion. People need to be saying these things so that it is a focus. But I think every great leader is still making great decisions, smart decisions for the kids. So it balances itself out. I don't think there's harm in bringing it up in discussion. I don't think it's ever going to be so. The pendulum's going to swing so far one way or the other. I don't think that's ever going to. There's never going to be one piece of criteria that a leader uses to hire a teacher. I think great leaders are thinking about their students, and there's a lot of factors. But I think it's great that it's part of the conversation right now.
Cool. So as an educator at the Collegiate Prep Academy, what are your thoughts on Collegiate Prep's Pathways to Teaching program? Based on what you know already and what you saw in the video, do you think it is effective in putting more minority students on the path to teaching?
Yeah, I've heard great things about it. I honestly, it's upperclassmen that get more involved with it, so I have had some kids that have gotten involved with it after I had them as freshmen, and they get really super stoked talking about it and getting to read to kids and the things that they're doing. I think the more we can encourage that, the better. I would love to know more about it, honestly. The little I do know about it sounds really cool. I think there's probably opportunity, as with most things in education or maybe just in the world, there's opportunity to connect more of these groups that are doing similar kinds of things, like pushing kids towards this career path in different ways. I think there's probably opportunity to build more partnerships and pathways. I know a lot of our kids graduate and they go on to things like City Year, which is kind of like a tiptoe into, it's like an AmeriCorps tiptoe into education. So that's been cool when we had it out here in the far Northeast. Yeah, I guess I just wish we all knew a bit more about it. There's probably opportunity for parents to know more about it too, I'm guessing.
Cool. And the last question I got for you is, so me and you as white educators at a school whose students are primarily black or Hispanic, what can you and I and other teachers do to reverse the trend and put more minority students on the path to teaching?
That's a great question. I think being really helping our fellows and the staff that we work with, helping them be the best they can be and exude a passion for their work. Anything we can do to help support that is going to help kids see teaching as a profession they want to go towards. When you see someone doing something they love, something they're passionate about, and they do it well, and they connect to you and they listen to you, then that becomes part of maybe your future vision. So I think, you and I have this, we're in this cool, position at this school to work with our colleagues and help make their lives better and easier and help their kids in a more efficient way. And so everything that we do to even just keep their spirits up, much less grow them as educators, is helping present teaching as this really desirable profession. So I think that's what we have the power to do.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks, Jamie.